Hey everybody, Hat Creature here. So, this is it. This is finally it. This is the Parasite Annette build. I have had a lot of fun testing out the new Nemesis Alpha Parasite, and surprisingly it has so much depth and tiny little intricacies that no other creature in the game has, and it is beautiful. I firmly believe that the Nemesis Alpha Parasite might just be the best creature in the game just because of how vastly different it is and how much it can do compared to all other creatures. And that's why I made this build. I love it. So, what is the build? And what is the Nemesis Alpha Parasite? Well, the Parasite itself is different because not only does it have an awesome tentacle attack that you can use a whole bunch in a whole bunch of scenarios, it has a natural 15% damage resistance on the body. The head, however, has even higher damage resistance because it's armored. What the head has, I have no idea. It is incredibly high. I don't know what it is, but the body has 15%. And
This is all very exciting, isn't it?
And, you know, once the parasite goes down and it's, dead, it's not actually dead. Survivors can continually attack the body, and it won't kill the parasite. They have to actually destroy the head of the parasite once it's on the ground. If they don't destroy the head, it'll get back up. Incredible. Nothing else like that. So, there are two ways to play the Parasite Annette build. There's the Swarm way, which I have shown you several videos of the Swarm way already. And then there's the Buff way, which is a bit slower, but even more powerful. And I have footage of that build in this video. So right now, I will show you the Swarm way, and then I will move on to the Buff way. So, first up, Birkin. Doesn't matter what you run because he sucks. Next up, defense. 7.5% damage resistance for each buff. So with all 4 buffs, you get 30% damage resistance. Cool. On the Parasite, with all 4 buffs, you get 37.5 damage resistance. Now when you control the Parasite with all 4 buffs, you get 95% damage resistance, because you have a natural 50 when you control a creature. And then when you control the Parasite with all 4 buffs, with the Fortifying Anchor, that is a whopping 145% damage resistance, because the Fortifying Anchor, I believe, has 50%. Boom. That's a lot of damage resistance. But, you won't always be able to get that scenario. You won't always have all 4 buffs. And you won't always have the Fortifying Anchor, and you might not always be able to control it, because melee, stuns all creatures. If they have shotguns, there's not a whole bunch you can do to control it. But to help with the buffs, we have the Tough Berserk Aura Zombie, and we have the Concentrated Enhancer. This is for Area 2, because besides this is the only way to get Berserk on your creatures. It does suck, but there's no room. So, this is what we got. Next up for the Swarm way, we go to the equipment. Thanks to the upgrades to everyone's equipment, we can use 25 points. I am using the Miniature Reactor and the Unstable Generator, plus Resilient Skin 3 and Razor Claws 2. 21% extra health, and I don't actually know what the percentage is for the damage here, but this is mostly for your parasites. What happens with the parasites is they have one big bite that does a lot of damage. Then they do several tiny bites after that. So, a full health survivor, when you bite with the parasite, you can only get the first bite and then 3 little ticks afterwards. So a total of 4 bites. from full health, because once you start the grab, the survivor will start to struggle, and you can only get 3 ticks off. That's what Razor Claws 2 is for, to increase the damage. So if they're at like half health or just a little bit below that, you should be able to kill them with 1 bite from the Parasite. That's why this is here. You could switch this up to Resilient Skin 2, and then boost this up to Razor Claws 3. That's just, you know, personal preference. Now, Annette's strength is, you know, cost. She can make the creature's cost very cheaply, but her problem is she has no bioenergy. That's her biggest problem. She's not Spencer. Spencer can spam, and he can make things cheap. And he has bioenergy. She only can make things cheap, so this is why I have both of these for energy, because she desperately needs it, even in this build, because Parasites, you know, one costs 4, one costs 5. So with creature efficiency passive and the mod, this is 2 and this is 3. This is 1, this is 1. It's beautiful. I love it. So, Infectious Nia. It starts off with 15 plus 7.5. There's a number in there. And then you got this, and that, and that, and that. Discount to make these cost 1, and make this cost 1, and make this cost 2. That's how you're able to swarm the survivors, because they're really cheap with the mod and discounts. Incredibly cheap, so you can just boom, 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 boom with the normal zombies and the parasites. The normal zombies are filler. The imposter zombie is there to, you know, strike the survivor, and the other zombies are there just to distract them. Your heavy hitters, your main creatures, are the Nias, because they have a tentacle attack. The whole strength of this build with the Nias is that they're harassing the survivors with tentacle attacks, and they take a little bit longer to kill than the other creatures because they have all this damage resistance and just a little bit more health. So, if you've seen my previous videos with the Swarm build, you've already seen how powerful it can get in Area 1 alone. And that's the Swarm version. You know, constantly harassing the survivors with tentacle attacks. You can control the creatures or not. It's up to you. That's the flexibility of the Swarm version. Now I'm going to show you the buff version, which is even more powerful, but has a huge drawback, which you'll see in this video. Bioenergy is the problem. So, first off, I'm going to take this out, put in Fortifying Virus 3. Now, all the numbers I just told you changed. Okay, so when you control a Nemesis Alpha Parasite with all 4 buffs, thanks to Fortifying Virus 3, you now have 102.5 damage resist. I'm sorry, that's 3 buffs. There you go. 3 buffs. With 3 buffs on the Nemesis Alpha Parasite with Fortifying Virus 3 controlling it, you have 102.5 damage resistance. With the Anchor, it's 152.5 damage resistance in Area 1 alone. In Area 3, which you'll get this the most often, 4 buffs. That's when you get all 4 buffs in Area 3. So, the Nemesis Alpha Parasite controlling it with all 4 buffs and Fortifying Virus 3, you have 110% damage resistance. With the Anchor, you get 160. That beats Lich Queen Annette out of the water. Now, if you don't know what Lich Queen Annette is, that was basically the prototype version of this. Lich Queen Annette was all 4 buffs and all 3 fortifying viruses. And, you know, with all 3 fortifying viruses, controlling a creature with all 4 buffs, you got 110% damage resistance. And that's what you get in this build on the Parasite with just 1 fortifying virus 3. With all 4 buffs. Imagine how much you can get if you just take this out and put in more fortifying viruses. And that's not including the Anchor. That's how powerful this is. But the drawback of this version is that this only helps when you control the creature. If you're not controlling the creature, the numbers are the same from the Swarm version. And you're not helping creatures at all. They will die very quickly because they have no extra health. They have nothing. They don't have this amazing Fortifying Virus 3. Only you do when you control it. That's the downside. So you could play this way and play the exact same way as the Swarm version. Just you're controlling your creatures more often in this way. Now here's one alteration you can make to give them more health, and I don't like it, but you'll see it in this video. 50% extra health. You don't need Resilient Skin 3, you have this. And there you go. You have all that damage resistance and 50% extra health. But you lose this, and that's the problem. Your bioenergy speed is still good, but the cost of your creatures go up. These are no longer 1, these are 2. This is 3, this is 4. This is 3. It is very expensive. That's the problem. You could circumvent this in a few ways. You could put in the small generator mod here. Oh, and then still have regen right here. But if you don't want to use a mod, you can take out the fortifying anchor and put in the reclamation anchor. When your creatures die, you get back bioenergy. That's if they don't destroy your camera. Or you can do it the other way and use the energy booster. Use this, and then this becomes 1. And then you get the very cheap creatures again. But that's only when you use the booster. That is personal preference. That is entirely up to you on how you want to get back your cheapness or your bioenergy if you switch to greatly increased creature health. I personally prefer that. Resilient Skin 3 and the cheapness. Because I prefer swarm builds. That's what I like. That's what I'm good at. That Power Ranger fantasy. That's what I love. So I prefer the swarm version, but, you know, if you want to control creatures, or if you just want to have beefy creatures, beefy parasites, go the buff way. And in this video, if I do it right, you will see me using the buff way. I'm actually using the exact same deck. I'm not even using the generator mod, and I'm not using the energy booster. Or the reclamation anchor. I had the exact same deck. The only difference is that, you know, this is Fortifying Virus 3, and I'm using that in the video. And you'll see how slow it is. And yeah. So if you use this, you know, let me know if it works for you. Let me know what doesn't work for you. This build is incredibly powerful for swarms and the buffs, but of course it has weaknesses. If the survivors have grenades, you're out of luck. If they have shotguns, then you're out of luck. Because once the Nia becomes stunned, its head opens up, and then they can just kill it by shooting it in the head now. But, fun fact, if the Nia is not stunned, and they try to shoot it in the head, they can't. Because the crab claws close every time you aim your gun at it. It's beautiful. So yeah, the build has problems. You will probably lose against teams with high damage. But that's every build. If there's a Samuel and a Tyrone in the same match, you might lose. That happened to me today. But a big reason I lost to that one was because I was AFK twice. So yeah, that hurts. That hurts. And yeah, so build has flaws, but the build has a whole bunch of strengths. So tell me what you think. Tell me if this was worth waiting for. All my swarm videos I've already posted. The one I'll be posting with this, if I do it right, is the buff way. And thank you for watching. I have another very special video I'm currently in the process of making. Very excited for that. I don't know how long it'll take me to make that. It is not a gameplay video. It is another discussion video, but a beautiful discussion video. So I hope you're excited for that. And as always, have a great day.
This isn't personal. I simply need to expunge your existence. activating that will take both your time and energy. Each step they take brings you closer to death.
Got a locked door here.
I will handle this myself. Locking doors.
Door? What door?
I cannot sit idly by while you attempt to use that.
No more ammo! If it's here, I'll find it.
No. I do not think you will be using this route.
Stop.
Accept your demise. Now it will be easier to end this. We shall.
Exit's open, let's hurry!
So many of you are still alive? Very well. Let's continue. You may be slightly nearer to freedom, but I will not. Cannot let you reach it. Brutish. Sufficient for this task, I believe. Make your peace. William, help me finish this. another day. There is no escape. They hear every fearful breath you take. No more time, and so your end has come.